Welcome to episode 10, ladies and gentlemen. This is such a good time. First of all, I'm really excited. Every week I say I'm excited, but this week I'm really excited. I have a good friend of mine, a real good friend. She was once upon a time a stylist, as you guys can see. Please welcome no one else, my good friend, the lady, Shayna. Mama. How do you say that again? Mama?
Kakai.
There we go, that one. Welcome, Shayna.
Thank you for having me.
Sure.
It feels weird to say.
It's Nick and Jamin. So first of all, obviously I know you, and there's a lot of people that know you. For those that don't know you, just tell us a bit about you, where you're from, what you're all about, everything.
So my name's Shayna. Yeah, I'm from Lotus River. I've lived there all my life. So yeah, professionally, I work for one of the #1 retailers. I have to say that #1 retailers in South Africa. I'm a learning and development facilitator. So I form part of a broader HR team, and I love my job. Let me put that out there first. And then in my spare time, which is very little, I do have, I don't want to say it's my own brand, but I do, so I do wooden earrings. I'm wearing a very small one today, nice cut. So yeah, we do earrings with scriptures. I paint them myself, and then I also do some clothes. Yeah, and I have, I think, a general passion for fashion. Yeah. So yeah.
And you also sing one?
Shower. No, Shem, I used to sing, but I can say it openly now because it's not one of my passions, and maybe that's why I never went further.
Okay.
So yeah, I will sing. I sing for my son. I sing when I need to, but it's not something that I'm passionate about. You know, I don't want to wake up every day.
I met you as a singer, by the way. I met you
yes, you did. Yeah. But I mean, it's not something I want to wake up every day doing. And because of my passion, I think that's what. And I'm gonna, I love my uitgegooid because my passions were somewhere else.
You go can at least. There's some, and I want to say this. It's off the record. There's some people that but no sing, but they're really passionate. But so before we do, I think we're gonna go into like a very deep topic, something that we need to fix to become better. But before we do that, let's just go into the fun side, and I want to know, what have you never done before? Never ever, what has happened?
Look, never have I ever, there's a lot of things that I've never done that I can't share here because I might still want to do it. But I've never gone anywhere, I've never been overseas, so never have I ever done that. Which is also like on my bucket list. And I think never have I ever, I don't know, maybe this is not a big thing, but like I think never have I ever sworn at someone older than me. Yeah.
Younger.
But yeah, there's a lot of things I think that I've never done. I think
that is something that the generation of us don't understand about the respect. But anyway, we're not going to.
And I've also never done drugs, just so by the way.
So by the way, this was the record.
But we
So we spoke. I think it was just a month ago. Me and chat a couple of weeks, about a month ago, we had a chat about just how I know you, and we always talk and we spoke about how you are a great single mother. And I can say this because I literally see your son growing up. I saw him when he was really small to where he is right now. First of all, he's also a style guru, a little style guru. But other than that, he's a well-behaved son. And I think you are, even when I'm there by you guys and he does step up a little bit, you discipline immediately. And I think that's a really good thing that I've seen about you. But in overall, you're a very good parent. And we're going to see your story and we're going to talk about it. And I know you told me like stuff that was super deep. And I was like, sure, people need to hear about this. Off the record, what would you say that was one of your challenges as a single mother? Like starting off, as unknown, never, no one come with like, this is the category. What was one of your challenges, and how did you deal with it?
Firstly, one of my biggest challenges was the fact that I never saw down. So sometimes when people fall pregnant, I mean, they already, you know what's going to happen. And for mothers, I think mothers who don't see it coming, it's often a little bit harder. So whether you become a single mother when your children are in their teens or when your child is still very young. So I became, and I'll say I became a single mother because single mothers are not, and this is my interpretation of a single mother. Single mothers are not just unmarried mothers, because I know unmarried mothers who are not single mothers, right? When you become a single mother, you're basically going to do it on your own. So I would say the biggest challenge was I didn't see it coming, and secondly for me was, it happened for me at the time where I was heartbroken. So Kyra was about 6 months old. Kyra's dad and I had, I would say, a not so nice split in our relationship, and he was the one who made the decision to have it impact his son. I mean, we're out of that phase now. That was like 4 years ago, so I don't even think he'll mind me speaking about it. But that at the time was hard because I was now on my own, sad, heartbroken, but here's my one and only child, and he only has me. And we alone, we live alone. It was all on me, and I think that was the hardest time for me. Hard. But also, it was actually that made me who I am today.
I think that we have this time, in this time we have a lot of young people. And like you say, once you hear one of our young girls, like teenagers, is getting pregnant, and you're like, oh, shit. I think probably you can say more than half out of 10, maybe like 8 to 9 of them will be single. Not because of, oh, it's a great thing, but it's like, or they were too young, or just happened, or things like that. And so when we say, this is why we want to speak to them. We want to literally make sure that out of them, a Shayna can come.
Yeah.
That's when I'm done with this, I want to them that, I can actually go study further. I can still start my business. I can still make, raise my child to be disciplined and well-managed. So that's what I want after this. But I think before we do that, we need to address the topic. We need to reveal these issues. What would you say is some of the issues that came to a point where we had single mothers? And I want to say, like, what do you think of yourself? What were some of your issues? Why you were a single mother? And what was the point of some of our genes? I would, you can't speak for all parents and all, but what would you say your testimony part is like, that our fathers and our mothers have messed up to have the single parents, because it's obviously male single parents, but also single parents.
So I'm gonna start by the biggest mistake I think we made together. And I'm gonna speak only for myself and my own experience. My biggest mistake, the biggest mistake is when you go outside of what your belief system teaches you. And our belief system teaches us that no sex before marriage, right? And when you are in the situation, you realize why it is ordained for marriage. Because from it comes a generation, right? And when I fell pregnant, obviously I was not married. We were living together, but we were not married. And that was number one. The biggest fundamental mistake was we don't listen. So then you're going to pay the consequence. To me, I think becoming a single parent, and it's difficult for women to admit, their fault in it. I can say this out loud, because I know my child's father can listen to this and shake his head and nod loud. I made the decision early on that I am not going to take the title of single mother early on. I fought for the relationship between my son and his father, where it meant I needed to put what I was feeling because of the breakup aside, right? And I would make sure that there would be the regular, the connection with him and his father. But the fundamental mistake that you make is you fall into the trap where you think like...
Okay, welcome back, Shayna. I think the first set was really fire. I do think that is really needed, like I told you now. My next question is that if you had the opportunity to sit down with 18-year-old Shayna, what would you tell her?
weirdly, 18 was the age that I was now. Decided not to go study. Dus ik zou maar zeggen dat sit en pak jou boeken en leer. Yeah. So I was 18 when I did that. But, you know, I think I've always from a very young age, I was always different. So I was never the popular girl. I mean, a lot of people regard me as popular now. I'm like, I'm not popular, but I'm the person who but I am the person when I come in a room, like people gravitate towards me. I think it's because I'm down to earth, and you know, I'm very approachable. I can chat to people who are well above my standard and well beneath. And nothing is beneath me, by the way. I would have motivated her to be less timid. I was always, the opinions of other people really governed my patterns of behavior. Like, even though I really wasn't, it never bothered me in the sense that, you know, I'm not very fashionable, I'm not very, like, I don't have everything I wanted. I think I was 18 years old, both my parents lost their jobs, they both weren't working. It was a tough time for us as a family. If I could sit down with her, I would tell her to keep your eye on the price, even though she did. I would have been more strategic in my conversation with her and tell her this is what you're going to do. You know, you were going to just drop out of full-time studies because financially we can't afford it, but you're not going to go to school and do nothing. You're going to go to school and we're going to start applying for courses and you're going to start building your knowledge. Also, I would have really have stepped out of my friendship circle. No offense. I don't think I'm friends with, I have a few friends. Yes, I do definitely have a few lifelong friends. But the friends who I befriended when I was 18 years old, I'm definitely not friends with any of them anymore. So yeah, to be less bothered by what people say of you and live in your own skin, be who you are. Like, it would have made me, like, I think I would have blossomed a lot earlier if I just believed that I was beautiful. And that, you know, the fact that you don't have what other people have is what sets you apart and makes you unique, and yeah. Also, do not get caught up with boys. 18 is still too young. And I know in the generation we're living today, 18 is you know, I'm old, but yeah, do not be fazed because you don't have a boyfriend, it's alright.
That cool.
Yeah.
I literally yeah, I think, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I'll never speak to my 18-year-olds way down the line. But obviously there's a lot of like stigma that comes to like single mothers. I would say, what would you like to change about the stigma that we think about single mothers?
And I think, and again, I can only speak for myself. A lot of single mothers are not the ones, we don't want to be single mothers, put it that way, right? However, I don't know if you read it, but you did read it, you shared it. So I did also like an info thing with Differently Beautiful like a month ago. And in there I say I don't regard myself a single mother because society puts it that way. I say I co-parent with my child's father because he doesn't live in Cape Town, he lives in Joburg. So in the sense that I'm single mother means I have him all the time, he's with me all the time, most of the time. But the stigma attached is that we want the children to go to the fathers, eh? We would appreciate the free time. So there are mothers who do the whole, because you don't pay, you won't see. Because you don't want to be with me, you can't see. But I think I'm speaking on behalf of 90% of us. We are past that. We want the free time. I read a quote that says, and this is the stigma attached to it. I want people to get it out of their minds that mothers, and this is not even only single, that mothers don't need a break. Listen, we would appreciate the break. For a big chunk, I think for the first 2 years maybe of Kairo's life, I fell into the trap of having people say like, oh, but what about the child? What's going to happen to him? I was lucky enough to have people in my life, colleagues, friends who taught me family who said to me, the child will survive. From very young, my mother would be like, bring the kind. Oh, my mommy, I'm saying it now because my mommy says no, but she reluctant. But she, bring the child, like have a break. People want to give you breaks with conditions and I no longer take it. If you want to give me a break, but I must sit at home and do nothing, then don't take it. You can stay with me. Give me the break because you want me to have a break. And that's one of the biggest stigmas I think that's attached to single mothers is that your life should revolve around your child. I'm saying to you today, it doesn't have to. It's your number one priority already. And your second priority, I mean, God is at the top, and then after that's your child, and then after that, it must be you. So yeah, I think that's the most important thing I want to tell them to do.
Luister, single mothers, luister. The reason why we have this podcast is because, I'm saying the reason why we have you is that we had this discussion and you were telling me a lot of stuff where, what I like about your story is that you were never just throwing shade and never just throwing the blame and never just being it. You literally told me, Jean, there's a lot of stuff that I am to blame. And that number one, I take my head off because, first of all, not a lot of women are willing to take the blame. Especially in the generation we are now, and you know, the whole feminine movement is like, there is a lot of them that cannot be wrong.
Yes.
Even though we know they are wrong. The other thing is that stood out for me, and for me is that I would love you just to share like a bit, we don't have a lot of time, but just a bit of the story of where that transition happened and how that actually helped you as a person. Not anybody else, but it helped Shayna.
Yeah, you know, a big change came for me and it wasn't in the beginning. So I think the beginning was a very, so I say I'm going to start off as saying that I was also the, you know, because I said in the beginning I was heartbroken. And you know, I took a lot of back and forth. And I say this because I don't want other single mothers to make mistakes. The same mistakes I did. I think the first year of Kairo's life, for me, is a bit of a blur. Because I was caught between Kairo and giving Kairo the fullest life and wanting to fight for a relationship that now wasn't there anymore, to be honest. And because of that, the back and forth, I feel like I actually deprived my son and I from having a lot of, and I'm saying me, because it wasn't him. I was the one begging. I was the one who said I wanted. And in actual fact, when it's over, it is over, and it was over for a reason. There were things in our relationship, and I mean, that was the things that we spoke about, that I could say, girl, that was you. There are, obviously, when you look at it from a spectrum on why a relationship in general fails, and we're not here to talk about that today. But I'm going to put it as the base of when a relationship fails, and I'm making an example that a guy cheats, right? Automatically, why we broke up is because he cheated. Now, obviously, the cheating wasn't what led up to the cheating. So, in my opinion, and it was the same with my relationship, was that there were things that I was doing wrong. Because if we go back now, and I think as I matured and I equipped myself with the correct skill set of becoming a mother, it taught me in being a woman is, there are things that God, there's something that unlocks every time you put into a new chapter in your life. You unlock new doors. And when you unlock a few doors prematurely, it's going to be to your own detriment. And to me it was, I was doing things that I'm supposed to be accustomed to be doing when I'm a wife. And I wasn't a wife. And because I did that, automatically it led me to becoming a mother, which is also only ordained when you are a wife. But now, because it's now already, but the baby's here, so now you have to now go with it. And I mean, God's grace is something that covers us, which means He'll never send where He's not going to protect you. So now already unlocked the door. I mean, I'm now already in a sphere I'm not supposed to be in. But to me, it then meant slowly but surely, as I discovered, you were wrong. You were doing things that you were not supposed to do. Sit hou whatever gebeurde in die relationship aside and put yourself in isolation, and now you see where you went wrong. And you tick your boxes and then you realize the relationship was always going to fail. Because of the fact that you did things the wrong way. And I'm telling you, and I think of all the time, that when we met each other, we met at a time where we knew we wanted to be together. And we should have done it the right way. And I can guarantee, if I see the type of person I've been, I am today, and maybe it's not me. Look, it's not me. But if we had done it the right way from the start, who knows? And that's my encouragement, I think, to mothers out there is, to those who are not single mothers yet, let's first talk to them. God yourself. Don't unlock the doors before the time. And I don't mean like the 21st key. And I mean, when you read in the Bible is going to teach you about the unmarried woman and what is okay for you to unlock. And then, but there's a stop. To once you go over that and you are married, and once you jump that broom, that you now can unlock. When you go through the promiscuous stage, you unlock the wrong things, and then it's going to result in the things that should have resulted on that side. So now, it's now forced me to adapt. And I mean, there's one thing I would never change, and I would never go back and change. And I would go through all the hurt and all of that again, is that